Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Christabel. So, guys, today's episode is going to be a bit different. I have a really special guest today. She is a photographer, she is a creative director, she is the mastermind behind the massive, amazing project, A Seat at the Table. Give it up for my girl, Lola!
I'm good, thank you.
Looking well, rested.
Yes.
Because obviously you've had a hard couple of weeks.
Yes. Very
yes.
busy, very tiring, very exhausting.
I know, but you've got to make your money.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ready to make some cocktails?
Yes, I'm excited.
All right, so before we do that, we're going to play a game. Just to break the ice a bit, It's called That's My Snack. Okay? So the reason why I called it that is because obviously you reside in the USA. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to compare UK snacks and USA snacks and see which one you prefer.
Okay.
Yeah? All right, cool. So as you can see on your left, you've got some glasses.
Okay.
So you're going to wear that just to spazz it up a bit.
Okay.
All right, cool. And then production, when you're ready, I need the lights to go down. You see the power that I have, Lola? All right, cool. So you ready?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. Oreo or chocolate digestives?
Chocolate digestives.
Fruit Loops or Cheerios?
Cheerios.
Cheetos or What's-Its?
What's it?
Hershey's or Dairy Milk?
Dairy milk.
Twinkies or Mini Rolls?
Twinkies.
M&M's or Smarties?
M&M's.
She answered everything. Can I get the light to go up, production? Thank you. We can take it off. So you prefer mostly UK snacks?
Yes.
Okay.
Very biased to the UK.
All right, cool. So today we're going to be making the Blue Lagoon. And as you can see, we have all the ingredients. We've got our lemonade, we've got our vodka, our shaker, we've got everything. The blue carousel, we're going to be making the Blue Lagoon. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so cool. So we've got the ice in the shaker.
Okay.
And what we do, we're going to put a shot of vodka in there. Okay. So, yeah, open it up. And then, can you see your shot cup there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're just going to put a shot of vodka in there.
Okay.
So, Lola, if you was a cocktail, what would you be?
I don't know how to answer that question because I'm not really a drinker.
Okay, you're not really a drinker?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go out, what do you typically order then?
What do I order?
Yes, what do you order?
I really don't order. People order for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like sweet drinks.
Okay.
Something
so you're like a
sweet.
sweet cocktail person.
Yes,
Okay.
sweet because.
Okay, cool. So then we're gonna add our lemon juice.
Okay.
We literally just add a few drops,
Okay.
just like that.
Oh,
She got greedy. All right, cool. Then you can see the blue carousel in the shot cup.
okay.
We add everything in like that. And I've got something called a term called shwake.
Okay.
It is shaking plus twerking equals shwake. Are you ready to shwake? So Lola, in 3, 2, 1, let's shwake. Shwake, hey, shwake, yeah. It's nice and cold, can you feel it?
It is very.
Ooh. All right, cool. So now we get our glass over there. You can pick any glass, just the top. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice glass, and we just pour it in like that. That's it. And then this is where you add your chaser. So you can add lemon juice, but I decided to add lemonade because you can also add lemonade.
Okay.
All right, cool. So let's get the lemonade open. Ooh. Then literally you can just pour however much you want.
Okay.
Yours.
Thank you.
Pour it up, pour it up.
Okay. That should be
Okay.
good.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good.
And then, as you can see, we have our decorations over here. We've got our umbrellas that we can put on the side. We've also got our lemons that we can use to put on the side as well, just to decorate it, to make it cute. I'm gonna pull it like that. It looks amazing. That looks amazing. I can't wait to taste this. Oh, the Blue Lagoon, guys. No, come on. You ready to cheers? Look
Yeah.
into my eyes, please. Cheers. And let's drink. Ooh.
That's really good.
Oh,
That's
that is
very
amazing.
good.
It's amazing, isn't
It
it?
doesn't even taste like alcohol.
Exactly. You like it sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay.
Lovely.
So we're gonna talk and sip. So, Miss Lola, let's get straight into it. So you was born in the UK.
Yes.
Then you moved to America when you was younger.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about that and why you guys decided, should I say your family decided to transition?
Yeah, so my dad actually got a job offer
Okay.
over there from his job that he had in the UK, and he relocated his entire family to the US.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So what part of America did you move to?
I live in Texas.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So you're a Texas girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is it living in Texas for you?
Completely different. It's big. I don't want to use the word better, but it's big. It's massive. Even in comparison to other states, it's huge.
Okay.
Yeah, 5-lane roads, sometimes 7-lane roads.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, food in general is huge. Just the culture is big.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What age did you move up there?
I moved when I was 12.
Oh, so you was relatively grown.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do you remember some parts of the UK or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was born in northeast London.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved out on the outskirts of London to Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do have a great memory of the UK, which is why I do like to come back because I feel that nostalgia. Yeah.
So moving back to Texas, did you face any challenges,
Yeah, I did actually.
especially in school, should I say?
Yeah, so so I moved around the early 2000s, so social media wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
So people actually did not know that black people exist in the UK, which is kind of scary.
Yeah. It's
But
weird.
people would ask me "Oh, why do you sound like that? Why do you have that accent? How did black people get to the UK?" You know, America has this thing called American imperialism, so they tend to not think of anyone outside of America. Right. So they teach them that, and then people just don't educate themselves. Right. A lot of Americans don't understand other cultures unless they leave the country. Right. Whereas the other parts of the world, we're a little bit more educated in that area, but I did suffer from a bit of an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Because people would immediately assume I was African American. Yeah. And then I would have to explain to them, well, no, I'm not. And they would be like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm African, but I was born in the UK, and that term Black British wasn't really established then. So, yeah, it just kind of got repetitive. Or we would watch movies about African American history, and people would turn around and ask me, how do I feel about my ancestors? And I would have to keep explaining.
How did that make you feel constantly getting questioned about your identity?
I think eventually it made me feel non-existent, and then I had to assimilate. When people just started to assume I was African American, I kind of went with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just it's better than having to sit and explain. I'm Nigerian, but I was British, but this and that. It wasn't until I reached about 15, 16, I was like, I don't want to erase my identity, and I also don't want to, play a part in someone else's history.
Yeah.
Because African Americans do have their own history, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense for me to sit here and just be like, well, yeah, I am, when I'm not, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I did suffer from a bit of an identity crisis, and it sucked. But that's why now I'm here trying to do Black British content. It's very important to me because I want to kind of fulfill that little girl that felt lost, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. Whenever I, watch the news or hear stories about America, it's always relatively negative, especially the crime rates and stuff like that. When you're based in America, how does that, make you feel?
I mean, it can be kind of scary, but I would say we're a little bit more desensitized to it now. So, for example, I told my cousin that we do school shooter training.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically the school will prep the teachers and say, hey, we're doing this drill, and we would have to go under the tables.
Which is so sad.
Yeah, and we would have to hide, and it would teach us to hide away from the door, which has a mirror. We would have to basically train ourselves how to hide when a school shooter was to get into the building. So, and we've been doing that since we were secondary school, primary school. So we've become quite desensitized to it. I do know, I spoke to one of my friends who is African American. I was letting her know, sometimes when I do go home or I'm going out, I tend to just smile at people. And it's what do you call it? A survival thing.
Okay, yeah.
Just because people, especially in the state that I live in, it's open carry, so people can have a gun, and I just get scared that, like, I don't want to frown at the wrong person and they just feel like, oh, okay, well, I have a gun on me, I just want to use it. So there's that. But you don't realize that you're doing that. You just have to kind of be in survival mode for most of the time.
For me, that will give me so much anxiety, honestly. Like, can't come out of my house, like, with a straight mind. I'm always having to be aware.
Yeah.
Let's move on to something positive. As I mentioned earlier, you're a photographer and a creative director. So firstly, how did you get into photography?
Okay, so photography was actually forced upon me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've always been quite artistic. So I took art classes for the most of my schooling, right? So I would draw, sculpt, paint, did everything. And then my school was doing something where they took all the art students and forced them into photography class, and then they took all the photographers into art class, and I got really annoyed because I was like, why do I need to do this? And then my teacher was like, you have an eye for photography. And I said, no, I don't. And he was like, you do. I think because you're an artist, you kind of paint the picture that you want to capture before you capture it. And then that made my transition to photography pretty easy. Yeah.
So basically your teacher was setting you up.
Yeah.
In life. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that when you decided to go into the creative, industry, especially like being a creative director?
So I've had a bit of a journey. So I've obviously an artist, painting, drawing, sculpting, and then when I got into photography, I was like, okay, great, I like this, and it was fun, but it didn't fulfill my passion, right? It didn't fulfill anything inside of me. It was just something that I like to do. And then I tried to dabble in videography. I even got into YouTube as well. Okay. I even decided to do like beauty influencing, like doing makeup. I dabbled pretty much everywhere. Like I could knit, I could do a lot of things, but what do you call it, statement that says, jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. I started to notice that that's where I was going. I could do everything, but nothing really hit home. And then I said, maybe God wants me to know how to do all these things so that when I do decide to come to this creative direction, then I know what I'm looking for and I know what can be done. Yeah. And this is where I want to, talk about the amazing project that you planned and executed. It was amazing. A seat at the table. First thing is first, what is the meaning behind a seat at the table? Okay, so I wanted it to be a sisterhood. I wanted it to appear as these women have done the best in their respective careers, right? And even though they have different niches and they're in different industries, sky's the limit for everyone. There's no competition. The more, the merrier, right? We need to create more Black spaces for ourselves. We need to allow ourselves to be up here so that we can be able to bring other people up with us, right? And that's what I wanted. I know it's a bit hard for me because I don't live here, so I don't know, my ear's not to the ground. But I did do research before I did the project, right? And I asked around a lot of people, and people would say, oh, there's sometimes a level of competition, or people don't want to feel like they're a beg. People just, people want to make it in their own industry first before they reach out. And coming from the US, the Americans love a collaboration. Yeah. They love collaboration. I see that on YouTube. Right, they will collaborate with their mortal enemy. Do you know what I mean? So I said, I know the UK is a bit smaller, but I think a lot of talent comes out of the UK. Like even, not to name drop, but Backchat London, that was a big thing in the US. A lot of Americans watch. Even people because again, I'm from Nigeria, people in Nigeria are watching it. Oh, wow. Yeah, so there's a lot of UK content that people watch over in the US. And I just said, if there's talent coming out, then why aren't people collaborating? Why do people feel the need to leave the UK and go to the US to do a collaboration? All right, cool. So I want to talk about the planning process. How was that for you? And be honest, Lola. If it was a headache, say it was a headache. Okay. It was hell. I can imagine. I had created the plan months ago, like June, July. I was workshopping it, writing up my notes. I was go to sleep and wake up and be like, okay, this is better, this is that. And then I decided to create a proposal, right? And all of this in mind, I had a lot of people in my ear like, oh, this is a great idea, but how possible is it, right? A lot of people doubting me, saying, you need to have connections, you know, the UK.
Is it because of like the people that you wanted to use?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, like you can't just email someone and think people are gonna be on board, or do you have money to pay these people, right? Because money speaks, right? And I said, oh, goodness. I put it down for a little bit. I got discouraged. And I said, I don't know anyone. I don't know if people are going to even respond to my emails. But then something was like, just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly.
They just don't read your email, right?
Yeah.
So I created a proposal. I spoke to a few good friends of mine who prepped me. They were like, girl, this is not America. This is the UK. So this is what you need to have on deck for them. This is what the kind of questions they're going to ask. They're going to ask you this, this, and this. And they prepped me for it. I had a colorful presentation because everything is visual. People need to see what the vision is. And then I went on everyone's Instagram, and most of these girls I was already following.
Okay.
So I knew, right? And I personalized each email.
Oh, wow.
Because it's very important that they know that I didn't just send a generic email out because I'm like, oh, well, I just want you to be a part of my project. It's no, I actually follow you, right? For example, these emails. I remember her when she was the Backchat London host. Do you know what I mean? That's eons ago.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I personalized each email to let them know, like, I appreciate you. I'm watching you all the way from Texas. And, you know, you are in conversations with Americans. And, they, you know, your name is a household name. So, yeah, sent that out. First week, didn't get any response.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you know.
It's still early.
Yeah, no one's going to respond. People are busy. Second week, I didn't get any response. I was thinking, okay. I called my mom. I said, Mom, maybe I shouldn't have sent this email out. Why did you encourage me? She said, don't worry, be calm. I said, okay, cool. And then it was the third week I got a call, and they said they wanted to have a meeting with me.
Oh, wow. So when you got that initial call, was it a call, sorry?
Yeah, that, a Zoom call,
Yeah, when you got that initial Zoom call, how did you feel?
I was shook. I was scared. I was like, what am I going to tell them? They're going to ask me these questions. I really wanted to answer questions through email because it's so much easier to talk to people through text, right, than to call. But I said, it is what it is. I prepped myself. I got on the call, and I just told her. And she said, I remember her saying she could see my passion. And that is why she was like, okay, I'm going to push for this to happen, help you out, give you a piece of advice and stuff like that. So, yeah, I told her, I said, and also transparency. Yeah. I said, sis, I don't have no money.
You have to be real, honestly, yeah.
I said, I don't have no money to give you girls, I don't have no money to give anyone, but I hope they see the merit in the idea, and I want to create a black atmosphere where people come and say, you know what? I had fun. Yeah. It wasn't just work. I had amazing time.
Yeah. I love that. So what was some of the pros and cons for the project?
Okay, so pros was just, I guess for me personally, I liked knowing where things were going, what was happening, being on top of everything, right? But then that's also a con because it was too much. It was a lot.
Do you feel like you took too much, because you had a team. You had a team, right?
So I had a team towards execution. So in the beginning, it was me answering every email. It was me finding the venue. It was me, you know, speaking to the dress designer. It was a lot.
And that was overwhelming for you?
It was.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't blame anyone because in the beginning of an idea, no one knows the vision. No one understands it. So people are just going to be looking at you like, I mean, that sounds great, you know? So I understood the game is a game, you know what I mean? So I couldn't have an assistant because who am I, right? Who are you, right? You haven't executed anything.
Girl, you're somebody.
Right.
You're somebody, okay?
Right. So in the beginning, I understood that, like, I'm going to have to take the brunt of a lot of it. And then towards the execution stage, people started coming on board and assisting with this, and assisting with that. Like, shout out to Naomi. She helps a lot. Yeah. You know.
Shout out Naomi Smith.
Right. There's a lot of her, wanting to give up, and she would call me and start shouting, don't give up. I'm not actually going to let you give up.
Because she could, even me, like, everyone could see your vision.
Yeah.
And to be honest, having all those females in one room, it was like fire. Yeah. You set the room on fire. And that's how I felt. Like, it was such a privilege.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people kept telling me, like, it doesn't happen normally because people are either seeing each other at events or like paid brand shoots, but not something where it's just like, come, we're creating content for you, just for you. So we're not promoting a brand, we're not promoting a business, we're not promoting a TV show. It's literally about you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and that's why I said, why not?
Yeah, and that's even my next question. Like, why do you think there's not enough collaborations within the UK, especially the female industry? Because there's a lot of UK guys, you know, within the industry that collaborate. For example, we've got the Chunks, we've got Philly, Harry Panero, all of them guys, they get together, they collaborate, they do content together. Why do you feel that the females are rarely doing that?
You know what, I can't really answer that question just because I'm not fully in the industry, so I wouldn't know. But from, like I said, me doing my research and asking people said, again, people just don't know how to reach out. People are so used to their comfort zone that, you know, they don't know how to. And I thought, okay, maybe I just need to pull it out, right? Because as you mentioned, there is a lot of the Chunks and the Phillies, and big up them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like, UK men know how to be like, all right, I'm doing something, I need you all on board, right? But I think hasn't transcended to UK women yet. And I think maybe when they see like, okay, great, it's a good thing, this might start that engine, and then maybe like, okay, let's start collabing, because girl, the YouTube algorithm is showing me the UK men. It's showing me, like,
yeah, definitely.
It's
on repeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I said, let me see if no one else is doing it. Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah. So you've created GW Creative. Is that relatively new?
Yes.
Okay. So where do you see GW Creative in the near future? What should we expect from it?
Okay, so I'm the type of person who never bigs up herself. I always say, oh, I mean, like, I could do something really big, and I'll be like, oh, I mean, it's just something little, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But you heard it here first. GW Creative. I want to be the queen of content.
Yes.
I want to be the queen of Black Brit content. Yes. I really want to create amazing content. And like I said, because I don't say I'm from, but I live in the US. I think just that exposure allows me to see what I can bring and mold here in the UK, right? Like, Americans love a collab, right? They do. So I think, you know, the Black spaces in the US, you know, the Black Girls Rock, Essence, the BETs, you know what I mean? Like, that can be here in the UK, you know? And I don't know, I've mentioned it to you a few times, but the MOBA Awards used to be a place where, you know what I mean? Like, Americans came over. Let's bring that back.
It's true.
People don't have to see America as a place where, oh, I need to go to make it. You know what I mean? Like, we need to create spaces here where it's like, it's exclusive, you know? UK Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that's,
I like that.
Yeah, that's what that's my goal, that's my dream. So I think with, you know, this little exposure, people have been reaching out to me. I've been seeing a little bit of some influencers following me.
Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully, you know,
Love
that
it.
makes it a little bit easier for me to connect with different people and start to create these spaces for everyone to be like, yeah, like UK Black people.
Yeah.
And also, in the US, a lot of Americans are shook that a lot of Black actors turn out to be UK.
It's actually true. It's true.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Talent,
like,
innit?
Yeah, like, I feel like people found out Damson Idris was from the UK. People were shook.
Yeah.
I even heard, like, season 1, he never used his British accent, like, on and off set.
Oh, is it?
So when the set wrapped up, he now reverted to his actual accent. Okay. Everyone was like,
so you're British? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of them. There's an older guy. Is it Delroy?
Delroy. Ooh, does he act?
Yeah, he does. I think he was in This Christmas.
Okay.
He does a lot of, like, the older African American father. He's British. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of them there.
Yeah, there is.
And like I said, Danny Kaluuya killing the industry.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Yes,
so there's
definitely.
a lot of them in America. People are quite shook that they're there. So I'm telling you, there's talent coming. There's talent flowing.
We're taking over, okay? We're
Right,
taking over.
So, yeah, that's my goal, is to bring that prestige back to the UK.
Yeah.
So that people can be like, yeah, I'm from the UK, and what?
Exactly. So overall, how do you feel a seat at the table went in your own experience?
I think it went well.
Okay.
I think it went extremely well.
Was it what you expected?
No, actually.
Okay.
It wasn't what I expected because of the last minute changes that happened. Yeah, the devil tried to get rid of my venue, but God came through and it was bigger and better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was an amazing experience. I know everyone enjoyed it.
Oh,
I
yes,
know.
it was
yeah,
amazing.
like even the ladies were just, like I got overwhelming responses. Like, can't wait to work with you again. It was well executed shoot. I'm like, was it?
It was amazing. Obviously, because on the day you're doing this, you're doing that, so you're not really in tune.
Yes.
Your mind is everywhere.
I think on that day, my main goal was to make sure that everyone was okay.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of the American, you're doing all right?
Yeah.
If you need anything, let me know.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that they knew, like, even if there is a hiccup, there is a hiccup, they know, like, okay, I still had a great time, right? Because, you can go into a shoot and be like, oh, I don't want to be there ever again. Or it was too stressful. I wasted my time, especially since I wasn't paying them anything. Yeah. So this will probably give them an incentive to be like, no, I worked with her last time, enjoyed it, right? Yeah. Leave a great first impression.
Yeah. So Lola, I want to take this opportunity and say a massive thank you for, incorporating me in this project, because obviously I was a presenter, guys. So I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. You're an amazing, amazing woman. And for that, you deserve your flowers, my love, honestly. For all the hard work,
thank you,
your achievement, and the opportunity that you gave me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amazing. So yeah, Lola deserves her flowers, guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So Lola, you've said everything what we should expect from you. You're gonna be working on more projects, and she's gonna take over. Take over.
Yes, I'm gonna take over.
Period.
Watch this space, queen of content.
Yes, love it, guys. Make sure you follow her on all her socials. Drop them.
Yes, GW Creative with the E's of 3 and my main page Lola Listens _.
Cool, guys. That's it. Another episode has ended, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure, guys, you follow Lola. Make sure you follow, her journey, and make sure you watch the promo for a seat at the table, because it was fire. Okay? So, guys, you know what to do. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. It's your girl, Christabel, the one and only sweet Blackberry. Bye.